Hi guys. So, okay, good job. Jesus, you guys. I just woke up. Honestly, like, I'm so annoyed. I don't know why. I'm not trying to bring any bad energy, but I just think like this Scorpio moon is just not really like it's not doing it, especially in Leos. I don't know if you guys are with a Leo or it's not really. It's not busting. Okay. It's not happening here. There is scared energy. Someone is trying to get your attention because they're scared. They don't want to do something alone. Okay. They. It's just annoying. They're coming off quite annoying here. It's not just like the person that's around you. It's people, places, and things here. It's like I don't want to take responsibility. I want to catch you with things. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's just like, don't you like? Shouldn't you be concerned with how much you're getting paid? Okay. Shouldn't you be concerned? Shouldn't you be concerned about like if you're getting paid twice a week or you're paying weekly? Like, shouldn't you be concerned with that instead of trying to set somebody up or trying to get somebody fired? Like, what's the difference between your pay? You don't want to get fired? Well, probably it's a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise. You know why? Because you can actually get find a job because you get paid more. Like, Jesus, it's just so annoying, bro. Like, it's just like, help me, help me, help me, like that little kid, you know? And it's just like, no, up yourself, you know? Like, for real, I'm not trying to be mean, but it's like, of all your life, you've been telling people, I can't help you, I don't know what to tell you, all this and that and third. And then when you need help, it's just like, come on, bro. Like, no, you're not a kid. You know, my thing is, like, always with kids, bro. I'm always like, if you have child, you have a lot of kids, or you have like this and that, or who the hell's gonna help you? I'm looking at for you. I'm looking at you for direction. No, bro. Anyways, I don't know if you guys are going through this in your relationship here. Yeah, it's just like I feel like you probably are going through this in your relationship here, because I'm getting that feeling of like you're irritating me a lot. Like you're really irritating me. It's to the point where it's like I need you to think, honey. I need you to think for yourself just a little bit. Or I'm telling you something and you're not listening. All you're doing is freaking out. I just need you to listen. And if you just listen or just do what I'm telling you to do one by one, just take it step by step, you know, you'll see that everything is better, you know. You feel better emotionally here. And you know what? If you feel you have somebody who is on the side of like, hey, I tried my best in this on this test, you know, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it, man. Like, it's, I mean, at least you did it without, like, at least you, like, at least you tried, right? So, I don't know what's going on here, but I feel like you guys are with somebody, and it's just like, why are you asking for so much help, you know? Like, why? It kind of seems like I feel like this person's crying on the inside. Like, yesterday, I was like, and it's just so, they're so codependent. Or, and then yesterday, I felt like jealous, not envious, but jealous. I was irritated, and I'm just like, I mean, I rarely get jealous with the moon in Scorpio. Like, I don't know what's going on, man, to be quite honest. And then I'm also thinking about, like, things as far as, like, just I'm just comparing and contrasting, right? I'm comparing. I'm like, if this is like this and this is like that, like, why would you stay at this situation here if this is like that? If this is better than the other one, right? It's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same thing, to be quite honest. But I'm just like, it's just a little. It's a little interesting. Okay, so. We also have the moon here for you guys here. So this is a Pisces read, or this is a Scorpio read. I don't know, but I feel like I want to call this Pisces because I wanted to do Pisces yesterday, but I did Libras instead. Okay, I'm like really irritated, but it's like I need you to like realize something. I need you to, like, noises are very sensitive to me. It's just like, it's a difference. And you can tell when you're getting irritated. It's like, stop annoying me. Stop calling me so much. Like, leave me alone and do your thing. like, Jesus, you know, like, I'm not, it's not being rude, but it's like, when you keep asking for help all the time, you know, even like at my job, when you keep asking for help, like, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna figure it out or wing it out, you know, wing it. And you know, you actually like do a really good job here. But like, I don't know, like, it's like being a public assistant. When you're on public assistance so much, it's for the rest of your life, you actually get off and you have a job and you're just like, I don't know how to do anything. And then you're like, I just want to get back on public assistance. Because it's like, no, you work hard. Like, just do it. And that's what we all did. So you have the moon and 4 wands here. So this is a Pisces. I'm going to call this Pisces. Okay, but with the moon here and the 4 wands here, I definitely see that there's some type of secret, or there's something that's not being shown, or the spirits are not telling you something about a home, or about a marriage, or about a ceremony or a ritual here. You have the 10 of Pentacles, so it's like, okay, we're having a party, we're doing really well, you know, everything, our marriage is great, but then behind closed doors, it's like you and this person are not even talking. You have the 9 of Pentacles. There's so much independence in this, you know, in this relationship here. And there's a part of like, well, that's great, but it's like, when the moon is here, it's like, okay, you're like this for a reason. It's to set you up so that way you can be on your own. Okay, not to be married to this person forever, or not to be with this person forever here. Okay? Like the 4 wands and the 10 of Pentacles is coming off as like for show. And the 9 of Pentacles is like, okay, when no one's here, you know, like this, I'm still in the show, but this is what we built. This is our system. Let's clarify the moon. Let's see what's up with that. You have the 3 of Swords here. Yeah, you guys are about to experience a third party here, or you guys are not seeing that there's a third party that's about to happen here, or there's something going on. I'm seeing something about with Kylie Jenner, okay, because I see that her lips is falling off. It's going, not falling off, but it's like she has big lips and it's going above, like it's going over her chin or something like that. It's just like, it's not going over her chin, but it's like, it's plump, you know? So you guys don't see that there is pain that's coming, okay? Me, when I get into relationships, or even with family, because I mostly experience this with family, like there's always someone else. Like there's me, but there's always someone else. It doesn't matter if I have money. It's just, I think it's a form of, I think it's just a sense of like, I don't feel comfortable with you. I don't know if it has something to do with my success, but it's like, I'm hearing that side. It is sad. It doesn't matter how much I prove myself. It's like, oh, we're light skinned. Oh, we have kids. Oh, you know, you know, I have food stamps. Oh, is this? Oh, is that? And I'm like, you know what? One day you're gonna be so, I'm telling you, you're gonna be someone like me, you know, and you're gonna not wish, but you're gonna be like, oh, this is what it was to be on her side, and it's like, yeah, and it's like you're gonna feel like shit. It's always it always happens, cause it's like, you know, you did all that for what? And you know what? I know for a fact, like this is you being your ego. And I know for a fact you feel uncomfortable, but you just still decide to do it because you know what? I want pleasure. I want to have friends. I want this, I want that. And God gives it to these individuals. The Tables gives it to these individuals here. But you're not happy because your friends is always shitting on you. And what you do to somebody else is what somebody else does to you. So this 3 Swords energy here, honestly, I just think that, I think I'm just really wrong because of the moon energy. I really tap into the moon energy. I'm just so like, I'm studying it a lot as well. So yeah, let's clarify the 4 of Wands here. Or for some of you guys, why this relationship or why something is so good is because of some pain, a third party. It's the 4 of Wands. You have the Sun card here. So there's a reveal in someone's marriage, someone's ceremony, someone's ritual here. It's like, it's almost pointing out to something here. So for example, like my YouTube channel may be really good because of the pain that I went through here. Okay, so that's why I'm my viewers, or that's why something in, let's just say in the future, is so good. Okay, but with the Sun card here, it's like, this is good. Like I was doing, I think a Gemini the redo of a Gemini. Okay, one of the subscribers comment that it's low in volume here. This is the second Gemini read, okay? And the Gemini read was talking about how someone likes you so much, or how they like Gemini so much because they're real. They channel their energy and they channel their pain into a legacy, the Ten of Pentacles here. And this is you guys here. Not the Ten of Pentacles, but a ritual. Like you built something was nonstop. You did something nonstop, and boom, all of a sudden you're the star. I'm hearing if you are what you say you are, a superstar, and have no fear. The Sun card is also a big yes. It's also a big positivity. It's almost like this is saying like this is what you should be doing here. But you know what? This honestly feels like one person. Okay, it feels like the husband's at home and the wife is like, you know, dancing with these three women here. Okay. So this is pointing, this is like pointing something out. What's the Ten of Pentacles? You have the Star card in reverse. Okay, so there's a lot of healing that's happening in somebody's home or you guys' relationship, if this is you, okay, or the person that you guys are talking to. It seems like you guys need to know what's going on with someone's home, okay? I feel like also I'm getting this energy too where people think that, you know, this, I don't know if people want this. This is pretty extreme. You guys know I'm really raw. This is pretty extreme, but there's this thing where people are about to be homeless. People are about to be homeless. They can't go to the shelter, or they don't want to go to the shelter because there's weapons at the shelter, okay? Or there are a lot of people who have mental illness, and, you know, if they say that, I mean, I know people say, you know, they don't want to talk about it, but these are things that needs to be talked about. Okay, because the only reason why they don't want me to talk about this is so that way they can live comfortably with weapons and stuff like that. They can protect themselves. And it's like, how about you go in an environment where you don't have to protect yourself, where you could just get by the 21 days and that's it, right? How about that? But no, no. You have to stay guarded. You know what I'm saying? Like you living on the street, you might as well just sleep out on the street. And you have people like, okay, I don't know, I can't help you. And it's like, what do you mean you can't help me? This is a shelter. You could get fired. Like, and people are on public assistance and they're in the shelter and they're working for the shelter. And it's like, I understand that, like, you know, I would rather people who are not on public assistance and they work for the shelter. Because I'm like, you just don't, you're so fucking privileged to the point where you can't just see. You know, like, you're going to be in here one of these days and you think that you're just going to get by because you were just working for the shelter? No, get the fuck off of public assistance and then do your job. Because maybe you'll care, maybe you'll feel more up, maybe you'll be more sharper. No shade if you guys do your job here and stuff like that, but like, you know, but I'm just like, as I'm saying, like, people who are like, you're so comfortable, like, I'm just like, you just need to like sharpen up, because when you're off the system, you'll get sharper. You don't got time for these games. I know people who are off the system, I swear to God, they get support from their parents and stuff like that, or there's some type of support system, and they hang out with so many friends, they get money from them, or they, when they go out, they eat and stuff like that with them, and I'm like, yo, like, you don't got time to be taking risks. Like, you thinking about money, and feeding yourself, that's it. And then what happens when all your friends fall apart? What are you gonna do about your rent? What are you gonna suck their, you know, you're gonna suck to them, you're gonna suck up to them and be like, okay, I need a place to stay? And if they say no, after that, then what? You have to go to the shelter. And then that's when you see homeless people on the street. But this energy, oh yeah, what I was saying, like, I feel like there are people that's putting energies onto you. Like, they think that you're going to be homeless, or they think that you're not going to be talking to this person anymore here, because maybe this person was a big help, a big support. They just trying to push stuff on you here. I feel in my chest where they, like, I think you're going to be homeless. I think you're going to be homeless. And I'm like, why would I be homeless? Like, why would I be homeless? The shelter can't refuse you unless you're getting in trouble or something like that. But I'm like, if you're getting in trouble, then that means your parents getting in trouble, because before they had you, they was off the system too. Or they was on the system, and it's like, honestly, that would be an investigation for how your child was born. There are a high population of kids being born, you know. Or if they say, oh, no, there's not, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Because if there's people that's on public assistance and they living in their mom's house and stuff, how and they're not telling you like their child is there, or the child was born, but they're getting food stamps and stuff like that. How is that? How do you know? There's a high percentage of kids being born. Swear to God, they're hiding their kids in Manhattan, or they're in the Bronx or Manhattan, and they got kids. I always see kids in Manhattan, not in the populated area, because of course it's really expensive, you know. But like outside of that, outside of those lines, I see a lot of kids, honey. There's a high population, and honestly, like I said, if your background is not it, then honestly, the way how you got the child is it. Because honestly, things is looking too obvious. It's early prostitution, legal prostitution. Kids is getting pregnant early, and on top of that, it's like, you know, why was your kid born when you know you don't have no food stamp, or when you don't have no money? Like, it's like you're relying on that. That's where child support not child support. That's where foster care comes through. Foster care is just not for abuse. It's for also, like, if you need help, like, then hey, that's what it's for. But you can have your child back. But if you're not earning that position, then I get to keep the child for the rest of your life, for the rest of my life, and that's not a problem. We've been there. You have to earn your children back. So I feel like people are trying to put energies onto you that you're going to be homeless and stuff like that. You just got to make smart moves. You got to make smart moves, and the people that you guys are investing with, like, just make sure, like, I just be leaving them alone, because I'm like, yo, if you can't listen to me, if you can't talk to me, or if you can't, like, do this with me, then I don't know, man, and stop lying, because I keep dealing with people, especially this one person, they keep saying the same thing, and just keep having the same story. That's like me with my ex-boyfriends, like, oh, you did this, you did that, and the dude is like, yo, I was not doing that, bro, but I'm like, yo, you lying, bro, like, you wasn't feeling the chick, bro, come on, man. I'm like, come on, bro. It's just you keep having the same story, and it's like, yo, you're not changing. You're not even trying to keep the family together. It's like, yo, you dealing with something that you need to really focus on. It's a real problem. Like, it's something to really think about. Like, food for thought. Like, fuck thinking about it. It's a food for thought moment, nigga. Let's put a phrase up. A saying up in there, right? I'm not telling you, I'm not being direct, I'm being indirect. Like, think about it. I'm training you before you even get to before you even start, like, thinking about it, bro, for real. Like, it's something to think about. Real talk, right? For real. Because I'm like, if this looks like this and this happened, then what do you think that, like, you don't make any sense, bro. There's no love there, buddy. There's no love. So if somebody trying to push on to you that you're going to be homeless, or you're going to be in a position, or you're not going to get with this guy or get with this girl, you're going to get fired, just don't think like that. Because at the end of the day, look at this person. See how this person is trying to get you set up. Or look at this person trying to, like, looking like a kid, or crying on the inside, trying to get your attention, or trying to, like, be a hoe, or trying to like, live over other people through going out, partying and stuff like that. Look at that. Because it seemed like this energy here, it feels like someone's desperate. And I feel it. And I'm like, yo, leave me alone. Because they always come to me, or people like, you look like you always got it together. I'm like, I don't have it together. This is why I say don't copy off of me. Like, think for yourself. I need help as well. And I'm like, you don't want to put in the work? I'm like, well, that explains a lot. Like, you being born at an early age. What's your mom doing? Your mom and your dad should already have this down packed here. That's what I'm saying. It's important. Like, stop just having children just to have a roof over your head. Like, what happens after that? You get off of public assistance. Because honestly, when your child reaches a certain age, you're supposed to get off of public assistance. Then what? Go back in the shelter. Then what? What happens after that? Were you going to be on food stamps for the rest of your life? No, you're not supposed to be doing all that. The government's supposed to be asking, oh, like, countries all for this money. Like, no. This is the land of the free. They say it's fake, but it's like, it don't matter if this is fake. This is what people come over here for. Tourism, right? So, like, come on, get there. Let's get there. You being lazy. And then you want to be funny and be like, oh, you know what? You're not having that. Oh, you could be on public assistance for the rest of your life. It's like, no. So you can monitor my money, and they be like, oh, I don't want to give you this. And it's like, oh, well. And they be like, oh, well, you say you make this amount of money, now you're not making that. I don't know. And they take extra long to respond to when you need that amount again. It's like, come on, man. You think that everything's a joke. And that's why I'm like, get off of public assistance. And let's see if you're still playing games. Because that shit is hard. It's hard because of people. It's hard because people trying to set people up. It's hard because people are so cocky because they got a child. You know, it's hard because when you have a job, they still being funny behind closed doors, and that's why you're not getting paid as much. Or that's why, you know, it's just a lot. And I think that's what I'm focusing on right now. I'm like, you go for this amount of money, you know what I'm saying, but your hours don't, it's not, it's funny. Or the policy is funny. So you're making the same amount of money as you getting paid as you working a job that pays you twice a week. Because I'm like, if you're getting paid weekly, then you should be up there, you know what I'm saying? But twice a week is the same amount of weekly? That don't make no sense. Or they say it should be adding up, and I'm like, as the same. I was like, I don't know. You need to do the math. Or something. I don't know. I'm like, America, that's why I said I don't like America, and that's probably why YouTube did what they did, bro. Because they like, yo, like, you can't be doing this, man. We need to show your privacy just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Or like, maybe they doing it for everybody, but I ain't get the memo in my email, so. Seems like YouTube or the CEOs are scared of something, but let's clarify the Nine of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Cups here, so I see that I don't know who this is, but I see that you guys are getting a lot of attention with the Six of Wands here. You guys, or this person is, but whoever's independent in this relationship here, you guys are getting a lot of attention here. A lot of attention. Someone's developing feelings for you here with the Ace of Cups here. It's like, it's growing, it's big. Okay, and the Six of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. You're doing things, you're showing off, you're looking amazing, you're great, you know. And with the Ten of Pentacles, I see that's the overall energy is the Six of Wands as well. So this is in connections to the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups in reverse. Then we have the Star card in reverse here. So it seems like whatever you guys are doing to, like, you know, draw this person in, right? Because this is for singles, but also like, I'm talking also about, like, you know, I'm channeling people who are in a relationship already or talking to somebody already. So that's that. But with the Star card here, this is also talking about, like, things are getting better in your stability, as above so below here, and you're calling this person in. They like that you're giving them service, or they like that you're getting congratulated a lot. Things are not confusing. It's like everything's pointing like this is the right one. I'm hearing the song Everything's Brilliant. I think that's from One Tree Hill. It's not from One Tree Hill, but it's like when I heard that song, it was around the time that I was watching One Tree Hill. Okay, so let's get one more card. So we have the Hermit in reverse here, and we have Judgment here. I'm hearing that's what I said. Good job. This is like, it's like, I feel like somebody really don't want you to get with this guy, or they really don't, like, because it's like everything about you and you getting with this person is success. You know, one thing I dislike as well is, like, when people try to come for you and they like, oh, I don't want this for you. And it's like, who the hell? Nobody said that for you to lay down and have a child. Nobody said for you to, like, be around these people who don't like you. Nobody said that you to fake it till you make it. You should have asked questions. And now that I'm around the guy that I want to be with, or I'm around the woman that I want to be with, now I'm going to this person because everything successful about this person. They're really trying. They have the Nine of Pentacles and they have the Ten of Pentacles. Like, they're already there. Now that I'm, like, going to this person, it's a problem. Now you have an attitude. Like, go away. You're like a fly. I keep seeing flies all the time, too. Flies are gossip. It's low vibrational energy. It's like, go away. And I feel like there is something coming up as well. There's something that's coming up as well. Like, again, I just feel like there's something's trying to... Because when I was with my ex-boyfriend, his reality was, like, different. His reality was different here. And my reality wasn't like that, okay? And as soon as, like, things happen, my reality, like, he convinced me that he was going to, like, you know, pull his weight. And then when stuff hit the fan, you know, and I'm like, his family's white, man. Like, you know, like, you know, at least, like, you know, the stigma, you know? And I was like, okay, well, I'm really putting in the work. I really was, okay? Like, working hours, all that good stuff, and mentally, physically, spiritually, in a man, you know, as a wife should be doing, right? So So, and then boom, like everything happened, and then my reality turned into his reality, you know? So, I feel like somebody really trying to flip something, to flip the script on you for real, okay? Um, so just be careful here. I don't know who it is, but I could feel it in my heart that somebody really trying to flip the script. It's like almost like if you're really confident, because I'm really getting to the point where I think people are just about to just start hurting individuals. Like, you know how you hurt somebody because you're jealous, you're so envious. It's the people who are really confident and who got a really good system, and their foundation is like trying to rip a rug off, like from underneath you, and it's like, I'm gonna punch you in your face. Like, I really, like, I'm not, like, because it's like you're starting all over again, and it's like, you promised, you said this, you said that, what happened? It's getting to the point, especially if people are losing their home or they're lacking money a lot here. If you lacking money and there's a, all this extra stuff, and you're in charge of your HR and stuff like that, then that's HR's fault, that like you homeless or something like that, or you going through this and that and third. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. I mean, like, they like, oh, you everybody on public assistance, you can't stay at somebody's house. I'm like, they don't want to share their food stamps. They don't want to share their food stamps. I'm hungry. You don't pay for no electricity, but you just like not feeding nobody. You want to buy outside food all the time. I'm like, I don't get it. What's wrong? Like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, you don't want them seeing how much you buy and stuff like that. That doesn't make any sense. Like, why do you have it for? Sneaking around, you look skinny as hell. You look fat as hell, but what are you doing? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm like staring at these people and they got food stamps and everything, and they look like they losing their head. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you scared because you gonna get found out because you had a kid and you wasn't supposed to have no damn kid? The kid was a setup. Your kid was a strategic. It was strategic. It wasn't natural, nigga. I'm sorry. You know, like, it was not natural, bro. Really think it was wise for you to have a child and you in somebody else's house? Or really think it was wise for you to have a child when the dude is beating on you? That's why I didn't have my kids. That's why I have no kids by my ex-boyfriend, bro. I'm like, we gonna earn this. You gonna earn this. And I was like on the verge of doing so, but I'm like, bro, you started beating my ass. You started doing this with your mom and stuff like that. Then you want to go back to the ex-best friend to a job. I'm like, bro, get out of here, bro. You corny. You a hot dog. Mr. Wiener, bro. Come on. With a pinky. Come on, man. You corny, bro, for real. And then what? Oh, we had to move it for the premises. This is not dirt. I'm like, you lying, bro, in the court of law. And I'm a witness. You have the Ten of Pentacles here. Clarifying the Hermit here. So that's two Ten of... Look, we have the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. You hurting somebody's feelings, Pisces. Or Scorpios. Or whoever zodiac sign. But you hurting somebody's feelings. You're in somebody's feelings. This could be the energy of you as well, okay? There's no thoughts. You guys could be a Virgo. You guys could be a Cancer. You guys could be a Leo here. You guys could be a Sagittarius or an Aquarius here. But there's no thought. It's like, it is what it is. This is the person. Now, if somebody's scamming to get what they got, nobody cares about them. I don't care for them. Because I'm like, bro, you scam me, you're going to have to scam again. You're going to get caught eventually. That's just how it is, bro. And they be like, if they never get caught, then they still scamming. They still doing some stuff. They looking like homeless and stuff like that. And I'm like, how you look homeless and you got a nice house? I never understood. I knew somebody like that, bro. I'm like, how you like look homeless or you not doing anything and you got a house? I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, you looking sus. Like, I'm just like, whatever. That's not my business. That's what chick never talked to me, bro. I was like, that's not my business. Because I'm like, this is not cool, bro. I'm set up. I'm a victim. And you want to take me. Like, what are you doing, bro? Or why you didn't follow? Because you know what? If I'm dealing with a racial case and everything in the system is, if everything in the system, everybody working who loves white people or just got to keep the foundation, like, okay, white. Why would I get a lawyer? Why would I get this? Why would I get that, bro? I might as well just be my own lawyer and be smart about what I'm doing. Nobody going to jail, nobody go to prison, but just be smart, right? Like, dude, and then you want to cake money, this and that, third. Oh, you got to pay me first. I'm like, yo, honestly, you got to stop doing that for real. Because it's like you saying you don't care. Like, I'm like, I got a knife to my throat. I can't help you unless you pay me $300. The way how the justice system move, like, they be like, $1 for this, $2 for this, $2 for card, $1 if you go in, there's no money. And then there's and then it's $300 for an hour, or $300 for 3 hours. It's just like, yo, what is going on? We're like a salesman on the street, or like trying to like rope people in. I'm like, aren't we supposed to help people? You know, make things fair. And that's when people become a lawyer and judge and cops. I'm like, yo, you not clearly analyzing the system. You're not listening. That's why I'm like, I don't care for you guys. What are you doing? Putting my ear to, like, I'm pushing my ear to them. Like, listen to what I'm saying. You don't listen, you can't listen, then I'm not for the cops, I'm not for the lawyers, I'm not for the judge, I'm not for nothing. You not listening, then I can't help you, and we can't help each other. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stay out of trouble, because I don't trust you. I'm not gonna even go to you when shit gets hard, when shit gets real. You don't listen. You're not listening, bro. And I'm like, you a cop yourself? And I'm like, this is what I'm saying, like, have you ever gotten in trouble? Like, you know, like, have you ever gotten in trouble? Have you ever called the system? Have you ever gotten a lawyer, bro? You hear how they do business. It's the beginning of a hustle. And I'm like, bro, and you want to play around? Like, what are you doing? This is the beginning. This is the root. This is the blueprint. So that means if you're playing around right now, in the future when things get big, you don't care. And I'm like, my biggest thing, I'm just like, yo, how are you playing around? How are you laughing goo gaga? And there's people that's in prison. They're scared for their life. There's people that's in trouble, man. And they don't deserve to be there. But they was affiliated with that. But because of the laws. And you just want to laugh? But you got kids, right? Watch. There's going to be a bust. I'm telling you, there's going to be a baby boom. When people start getting locked up, when they get in trouble. Oh, I'm going to have a baby, this and that and third. I'm like, yo, if that was me, I'll take your kids away. That's it. Because I'm like, you need to learn. You need to fight. You need to stop doing what you're doing and fight for people, bro. Instead of just having children here. And then creating a life as a living hell, bro. That makes no sense, bro. It just makes no sense. You're going to get in trouble eventually. Your child's going to get in trouble. So you know what? How about you be selfless and just you get in trouble? But you know what? Get in trouble by doing the right thing, like protesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be smart. And you'll win better. I mean, not win better, but like it'll look good. Since you want to look good with a child and I get in trouble, it'll look better if you have a group of people that do this, right? You want to start a trend of having early pregnancy, right? How about you start a trend with that, right? Instead of watching TV, how about you read a book? That's what the parents be saying, right? So why is it that, like, it's not falling? What's going on? Who's starting? I'm starting. What's the next person? What is the next person doing? Let's see, none of these tarot readers, they want to talk about love and love and love, but I'm like, we're not going to get to love if this person is scared all the time. You teach this person how to move and be scared and then get married and stuff like that. I'm like, no shade. You know, they healing and stuff like that, but I'm like, the problem is not love. Because I'm like, why is it so hard to be in love? The love, you need stability for that. Unless you want to be homeless and fall in love, and that's okay. That's your business. But most people want an apartment, they want a house, they want cars, they want all this. But you can't have that if there's no money coming through, or there's barely money coming through, or the rent is $1,300, and it's like, that's not realistic at all. Or $1,400, and it's like, bro, you don't even get paid on, or they lay you off. That's what I'm saying. Like, all these Caucasians, I'm like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I'm happy for you guys, but I'm like, how y'all paying y'all rent? I know y'all got back rent. I'm like, oh, your mom is helping you all the time, bro. But it's like, how they paying their rent? How they paying their mortgage? And it helps when you have a person. That's why white people, when they get married and stuff like that, like, it helps. Like, I'm like, okay, it really does help. Because when I was with my ex-boyfriend, it really does help. But you gotta stop playing games, because then that's when you start losing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you start losing stuff. That's what I be trying to tell, like, a person. I'm like, yo, stop playing games. Just believe what I'm saying. Like, I'm doing, like, come on, man. You just don't listen. You're like a cop of the system. You don't listen. I'm like, you keep trying to say, like, oh, you're this, you're that, you're this. And I'm like, yo, you have no proof of me being this way. But when I was with my person, and that is my own belief. I'm starting a family. I'm trying to get married here. And it was working. It really was. And he could say all he want, like, oh, you know, that's not what it is because you upset right now. But that's not what you was acting like. That's not what was moving like. Until your mother, until the white chick came through, feeling all, like, happy and stuff like that because she's part of the culture and stuff like that. That's not what was going on, bro. And honestly, it's great. That's great, honestly, because you just show me you're not strong enough. You're weak. You're to the culture here. You're a king of cups in reverse. You suck the culture. You don't follow your own beat. And that's okay. He's 50% though, but the next person would be 100%. And that person ain't never leaving. I just know it, bro. Because I'm like, if I was there 50%, then that was a seed. This is what you don't do. This is what you need to make sure happens. This is what you need to look out for. This is what you need to train this person in. Does this person still have a racial mindset here, or does this person they're still scared of the history behind the culture here, or behind the race? Do they want to be comfortable, or do they want to play it safe or not safe? Do they want to challenge? Do they want to start a new trend? That's what you need to look for. And this person here, I like what you're doing with the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. I like that you're building and stuff like that. Again, if this is a scammer, if this person scams to get what they got, they ain't making it in the long run. And if they do make it, they hide and they ducking and dodging. I seen somebody already, bro. And I'm like, why are you moving like you're homeless? Shouldn't you be looking the part, looking a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You got a dumb child. No offense, but it's like you got a child who don't be thinking smart. And I'm like, your child don't even know how to differentiate between high morals and low morals. No, come on, man. And then they're going to be like, okay, well, the person that he's with right now, she's better. But I'm like, my life is the way it is because of your lack of judgment, because you're not your judgment back then. And nobody wants to help me because they have this idea, oh, you finished college. But nobody has finished college. Nobody's finished high school. So nobody want to help me. So, of course, my life is going to look the way it is. But I'm doing everything right when I'm telling you, and they're like, okay, well, I don't know. Then you know that it's not me. It's the program, or it's the job. They don't want to pay me on my hours. They want to be funny. And then what they want to do is, when you're not supposed to be working off the books, you're working off the books. But isn't that obvious? And it's like, okay, so it's still my fault. But that person's getting ahead, though. Come the fuck on, bro. Get out of my face. Don't like America, and I don't like the fact that people are still racist or discrimination. They be like, oh, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with it. But the day I die, I'm going to do what my ancestors did. Because we didn't get here just by, just following along like everybody's doing. If you know somebody racist, you're not going to nip that in the bud. You're just going to let it be and just hope that they grow. It's not happening, bro. Because then when shit hit the fan, when things get, when you at the root, and y'all start tussling and stuff like that, not physically, but when ideas get challenged, then that's when they come out. That was a weed. That's what I'm saying with my ex-boyfriend. Everything went great, but we start tussling with the idea. Something else came through, and that was the weed. That's what it was. Then the mother started coming out, and it was like, that's what it does. That's my playing. That's why that's how I like to fight dirty. That's my arena. That's what it was. And we're gonna get there one day. We really are. It doesn't matter how much you suck up to people. That's why I'm like, I don't believe in that. Because at the end of the day, you hiding what's the root. You're giving this person time to fest. But what happens if this person changed? Then it shouldn't be you just should be yourself. Why are you still sucking up to this person? It should be happening naturally, right? It makes sense. Because if I'm moving a certain way and I'm in this person's house and I'm like, I respect you at the end of the day and everything's fine, but then this other person's not, then you can tell, you can sense that it's a weed. You're real close to the weed. That's why you suck in this person's butthole. Come on, man. I'm just being funny. It just sounds like, it makes me, honestly. But no, for real, that's why you sucking up to this person. You're close to a weed. Because you know you ain't making it if you're yourself. That's what you need to handle. People don't understand why they feel so scared or why they're fearful, why they sucking up to somebody, because they racist. They don't like you. They don't want you to get ahead. But I bet you, I'm going to do an experiment too. I'm going to suck up to these people here. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to suck up to these people. And honestly, I'm not going to even lie, bro. I have a lot of experience. I went to go do something and, it was angry. It was just a lot of tension here. And then once I did it, it's like, oh, you're the nicest person since cut bread. My ex-boyfriend used to say that. You're the best thing since cut bread. You know what I'm saying? You're the nicest person in the world. And I'm like, yo, I don't like that. I don't like that, bro. I mean, was she wrong? I mean, well, honestly, I just wanted to work. That's it. I just wanted to, do this. But you want me to be in a culture. And I'm like, okay, I'll be in a culture. Now you're going to leave me alone? Let me get a job, bro. I don't know, bro. But it's a lot, bro, for real. And I'm just like, I'm still just moving. But then he's like, you want to copy me and stuff like that. I'm like, don't copy me. Because remember, I'm going to be homeless, right? Remember, I'm not going to make it, right? I don't scam. So if you stop scam, if you want to be with somebody who don't scam, you want to follow them, you're going to get caught. Remember, think like that. So that way you could be over there, because eventually you're going to get caught. That's just how karma works. That's just how it is. But if you clean and stuff like that and you trying your best, people like, you know what? You're a diversion. You know what I'm saying? You're a diversion. I'm not going to give you a chance. This is who you really are. You've been like this since you came out the womb. I'm not going to lie. Have this car. Have this house. Have all this. Because at the end of the day, you know, you're just one. And it's sad that people are not going to be doing this here. But it's like the person that gives you the approval to give you a house, to give you a car, to give you all this. The person who like, and it's not the person you're marrying, but the person who gives you all of this, they're like, you know, I want to be like this one day. And I just want to watch this person, not because, you know, I want to study them, but because I admire that. And then once upon a time when I was a kid, I wanted to be like this. You know what I'm saying? But I have to open my legs at an early age and have a child and get on public assistance and scam and do all this other extra stuff. Just like everybody else. I gotta pretend. If you guys don't have a child, if this person doesn't have a child, I gotta pretend. I gotta talk about people. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. I have to make people feel better. Because that's the boss that you have at your job. And it's like, listen, we can't afford that. I'm like, yes, you can. You're not dying. If you know stuff, read more, learn more, change the globe. If you read stuff or you do more, if you see things, you can take more risk. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a shelter that can allow you to come in and out, or if you have a shelter that they can't deny you, because it's like, this is people's property on the floor. So anybody could go through. You could leave at any time you want. And honestly, it's getting them in trouble. Because it's like, if I'm leaving all the time and there's not a lot of people that's like, you know, like passing through the threshold, it doesn't matter about their background. It's still like, you're on people's property. So but why is everybody leaving out of the shelter? But it seems like nobody's investigating that. And then they don't even tell you, like, okay, what's the likelihood of people succeeding in the shelter? They don't got a number. They don't got a percentage. I'm like, shouldn't you know that, though? You making me feel like this is like you off to something. And it's like, okay, I get that you want people to do the way how things are being done, but it's like, honestly, there's no money on the street. This is not habitable. So I need more support. And I'm just like, but then you want public assistance, so you want to tell me to not do it so you can see me move, and then you can move that way. Like, you're so selfish. Get the fuck out my face. Out my face, bro. That's why I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I'm talking about them, because honestly, like, it's just like, you make no sense. And honestly, you better give me what I want, bro. It doesn't matter about what background check it is, because everybody's background is like this. So if one person get caught, everybody get caught. And you'd be like, oh, well, I didn't thoroughly investigate, but I'm like, so I'm the only one getting caught. You think this is utopia? The story of Utopia, where I think is the boy, he's the only one in jail. He's the only one in prison, and they're so mean to him. They're so mean to her. I mean, they're so mean to him. They don't feed him, but everybody in the world, everybody on top of the ground, they're partying, having a good old time. But they needed this. It was not. I think this was when I was in high school, and I think if he's watching this, like, yup, yeah, I told him that story. For real, it was a really good story. I think like the meaning was I forgot the meaning, but it was like, you know, in order to like have this world, like one had to suffer in the end, you know, like that's the balance, like that's like the yin and yang, right? And it's like, yeah, I think we're taking it a little too literal. Like, that is the basic. Like, somebody has to suffer, you know? But it's like, I don't know, like, you know, I'm just a kid, right? But anyways, you guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Just be mindful. Like, I feel like you guys are like, well, how do you just gotta not think that way. Because honestly, like, look at the facts. Look at the facts, honestly. And honestly, even if people or the nation is ruled by like scamming and stuff like that, and they rule the facts, it doesn't work that way. If you guys know energy or quantum, like God, like, you know how God worked through people here, or the Tickles work through people, right? It's the same thing as, like, you know, like, we have a conscience. This is why we have the yin and yang. We have good or bad, or we perceive like good and bad, right? So you may come across the right people here. You don't know. You don't have no control. Just like when you're homeless, right? People get food, and it's like, I don't know who's going to give me food, but you get food eventually, right? Or you get help eventually. That's the universe. It's working through people here. So it doesn't matter if you do something wrong, or it doesn't matter if you're trying to march your own beat and people are coming at you. You're always going to meet people who are on your side. They're not ready to come out, but they will like support you in some kind of way. They'll probably go against you. I'm not supposed to be talking to you, right? I'm not supposed to be talking to you, but I'm going against the trend. I'm going against the grain right now. I'm going against the culture right now, and I'm gonna really enjoy my conversation with you, even though that's not what you're supposed to be doing. But oh well. I'm giving a message out that I'm this nationality, or I'm in this kind of income. I have this kind of income, and I really don't care. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, and that's not right. Everybody should be happy, just like that. This is the story of Utopia, the boy that's in the jail cave. Everybody should be happy. Make it work. One person should have to suffer, rather than one person should have to suffer for everybody to be happy. Everybody should be there. Because honestly, to me, how I take it, the yin and yang can also be while you're having a good time. It doesn't have to be somebody underneath. It could be, up there, and it could be the where you channeling energy could be something else, someone else. All right, so that is all I have for you guys here. I hope you guys enjoy. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Look in the description box below. Follow my Instagram, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.